Point of View with Joy and Q. Welcome back, guys. This is Joy.
This is Q.
Yes, we are back with the Ruthless review. So we left off of season 5, episode 10. One thing we did not mention on our review for episode 10 is that silly song that Obadiah and Tyrone was singing. Rain, rain, go away, come back another day. What you think about that?
I think it was just childish, you know what I mean? Because mind you, Tyrone went back to the state as a kid, so he bought it. The thing about Obadiah, right? As we gonna see, and as we have starting to see in this episode, is that he is a master at manipulating minds.
Exactly.
And controlling minds and putting them under mind spells.
Right. So now what we're going to do is come into episode 11 with Obadiah. He's leaving Tyrone's trailer, as they call him, aka the highest. Leaving Tyrone's trailer, looking like he about to get into some mischief. What did you think about that?
That's at the beginning of this episode?
Yeah. When Obadiah was leaving the trailer.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. In the beginning, it starts off, you see him coming out the trailer. He's looking around. Yeah, you know what I mean? I feel like he's just putting his plan further in motion. You know what I mean? Thinking of what now could he do? What further mischief? You know what I mean? And as you see what he does next, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to get into it.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is we're going to get into it once that clip come in. But what I wanted to say is that he is definitely a mischief, like full of mischief, full of drama, full of craziness, okay? And we're going to see exactly how he runs the camp. Because I feel like Obadiah, definitely know Tyrone is off his meds, so he's basically free to do whatever he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next clip. So, when Peter, he went and basically summoned Andrew to go to Tyrone's trailer. So this is the clip right here when Tyrone is going to go, and you see Tyrone was like, "Hey man, take the gun out of my face." Because Peter was all up on him.
Mm-hmm.
So what you think about that?
About him going to
to go see Tyrone, and Tyrone is like, "Hey, have you been snitching on me?"
Yeah, he asked him everything about. He's like, "Wow, you was gone for a long time,
and you haven't came to see me."
He was like, what they asked you?" Like, you know what I mean? And Tyrone was just like, "No to all of the above. No, Your Highness. No." There go Tyrone. Yeah, there go Tyrone. Well, the raccoon told me you're telling the truth. He's like, "Yeah, because I ain't lying."
Yeah, and like, why would he tell you if he wasn't telling the truth? Why would you even ask him? Because why would you think, as scandalous as you is, as scandalous as this coat is, full of propaganda, you think he gonna say, "Yeah, I'm here to spy on you"? Come on, like, I mean, Tyrone doesn't. Like, now again, I know he's not that as dumb as we think he is, but he's still crazy. Just to even ask that question shows you where his mind is.
Well, he just wanted to see his reaction.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
And asking and the questions being asked. Yeah.
Yeah, how he react. Like, see if he has any tell signs of lying.
Yeah, or getting all upset, ready to fight or something,
nervous, or but yeah, in the scene, this is where we realize, because Tyrone asked Andrew, he gives him a mission because that was, the whole reason why he was going because Tyrone sent him on a mission.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And now he's given him a new mission now, and now this is to investigate, Dikahn's murder.
And he said that he believes it has to either be River. This is what Tyrone said: River, Obadiah, or Ruth.
Exactly. So now we see just a little glimpse what's going on in Tyrone's mind.
Mm-hmm.
That these three people he don't trust. Right?
Yeah.
However, right, we still gonna have to see how this whole thing unfolds because, mind you, episode 9, Obadiah asks Tyrone, the highest.
Mm-hmm.
He asked him. He said, "Hey, what should this guy's punishment be?" Talking about the old Dikahn. What should his punishment be? And he said, "Whatever the Raku sees fit." You know what I mean? So I'm still going with that is Obadiah who did it.
I still believe it was Obadiah that did it too.
I'm still going with that. But so with that being said, you gotta ask yourself, so why is he giving Andrew this mission? He's
always giving him missions.
Yeah, this special ops.
Yeah, so weird.
So why is he giving Andrew this mission, and why did he pick these 3 people?
Well, in my mind, I feel like the reason why he picked the 3 people was right before Dikahn got his head cut off. Mm-hmm. The old Dikahn, Anthony.
Yeah.
He literally said it's a 3-headed snake that hisses. That's in, that's actually relying on your death. And he pointed all 3 of them out, and after he walked off, all 3 of them said something to him. And he was like, wow, this is exactly what, the 3 hissing snakes. So they would have the most reason to kill Dikahn. Because Dikahn said he has secrets on all 3 of them.
Yeah. I mean, well, we know that. You know what I mean? However, it's still the same. Is Obadiah is the one who said, "What you want me to do about that?"
Yeah, and so I do feel like Obadiah is the blame. He definitely is the one that does the orders. He is actually the real right-handed man, not Dikahn like we thought.
I feel like Obadiah is really the one who's running the thing.
I do too.
You know, man, because he is, for one, he's way too swift. He's ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he I'm gonna wait because there's more stuff.
He's something else.
Yeah, he's something else.
Yeah. So Tyrone, he got Andrew on a mission, y'all. And what we have right here, we have Mother Marba and Ruth. And they over here conversating, chillaxing, and all of a sudden Ruth and Marva, they thick of the thieves. And she's like, yeah, you have to really love the highest. Just love him, Ruth. And Ruth looking like, girl, listen, I'm going through this trauma right now because I've been playing around all this time, acting like I was pregnant. And now I actually am pregnant. And I'm going through this, this demon baby is in me. You know what I mean? Probably psychotic baby, probably just pinching her from the inside.
That baby gonna come out and need your meds.
Okay. And then, Mother Barbara like, yeah. And then I can't stand her because Mother, listen, Supreme Mother talking about, did you hear when she talking about the meat? Talking about, I gotta go cook for so many people.
Yeah. Oh, freak behind.
I gotta cook for so many people, and it's twice as much now. And then I gotta make sure Obadiah, he gets some good food so he could give me some of that meat. And I'm like, what? Some of that meat? What type of meat? So she done got a little freaky freak now. Now she don't got no shame in her game.
She going after Obadiah.
Absolutely. And so Joan comes in because she wants to check on Ruth. And Joan is like, oh, here goes the tea. And, to me, I feel like Joan is actually a reliable source for Ruth right now, because she actually is in on getting rid of River.
Yeah, but Joan is not stupid either.
No, not by a long shot.
You know what I mean? And Joan, see, that's the thing about Ruthless, is that every last one of these characters
are ruthless.
Yeah, they are ruthless. They all have their own agenda too.
Yeah.
They all have the same goal. Besides Obadiah, we still, the jury's still out on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy work.
We just looking on. You know what I'm saying? And watching this play out pretty much. But Rivers, Joan, Andrew, Ruth, I don't know what Manny's deal is.
Zane.
You know what I mean? Manny, I think Manny's he's
just lost.
He is. He's just here wherever the wind
Him and Peter should just be cool and just stay there forever, because they both is lost.
Yeah.
Peter's the other soldier, right?
Yeah, Peter the other soldier. Well,
So yes, guys. So now we're over here. We're gonna be talking about River. River is something else. He always up to something. And this right here is when he wants to do the morning motivation speech or devotion to all the cult members. So he's, talking about we are one. So we are one, big head. So talking all this stuff, telling them, hey, don't give up. Everybody lost family before, lost their wives. The truth.
The morning affirmation.
Yeah, like morning affirmations, and it was just really weird, y'all. I was just like, okay, period. And the people listening, and they all just like, they acting like they was at church. Okay. I mean, y'all are a whole cult. Y'all believe in Tyrone being a messiah, and they literally listened to River, and they actually, honestly, was influenced by River. You can tell the fact that when Tyrone says it, Tyrone says it like he has like no compassion, but River was saying it like he literally was made to say it. And they could tell the difference. So as you can see how the people just watching, and they're so deep in thought about it. You know what I mean?
In a way, it's like, see, you can sympathize with each and every one of these characters. You know what I mean? Including Tyrone, believe it or not.
Right.
You know, like you were saying, like, last episode, we seen how his mother treated him. He was abused, as a child, his mother, it's still things that we still don't know that his mother actually did to him. However, we do know that, she abused him, she neglected him, she didn't care for him right, she didn't raise him up right, obviously, she didn't nurture him. You know what I mean? If anything, he was just an inconvenience to her.
To her, totally.
You know what I mean? Now, Rivers, right? We seen how far Rivers came. Rivers used to be that guy when Tyrone get mad and get upset. You know what I mean? He called Rivers in there, and Rivers would be a human punching bag. He would blow off steam.
Yeah, just do whatever.
I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy. So River steady, he really into it. He's literally in love with that mic. And he's just, it's like he's rapping to them like he see this chick, oh, she look good. Like, that's the type of rapping he doing, He's in his element. And over, if y'all can see, now Tyrone is laying down, but he's woke. He's watching. he's watching this man. So now that's what I'm saying. You can't think that Tyrone, yeah, he crazy, he deranged, but he not dumb.
Yeah, you don't get this far, you know what I'm saying, get this large following of people to follow you without having some type of smarts.
Yeah, because he's very conniving. So even though he crazy, he very, secretive and conniving. So he's watching River. Look at his face, y'all. He's watching him up close like this dude. But then, of course, River turn around and Tyrone back sleep.
See, we already know that he doesn't trust him.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean? Because before Dikahn got taken out of here, right? He already spilled the beans. He said Rivers, Obadiah, and Ruth. You know what I mean? Now, even though he still felt that Dikahn needed to be punished and all of that, I mean, he's just weird, man. That's what he's
crazy.
Weird.
That's why I said deranged, just cuckoo. Now, you see how River had turned back to see? By the time he turned back, Tyrone back sleep, right? So River like, yeah, like candy, like taking candy from a baby. He like, River looking like, yeah, I got this. I got the juice. Because in his mind, he like, hey, how about I get all these millions, and not only will I make all this money, I'll also take the following from this dude. Because for one, he's psychotic. So I know how to really run it. I'm not going to let him run it. I'm going to run it, and I'm going to take all the money. And then this kind of bothers me because I'm like, wait a minute, River. You were supposed to flow like the river and leave. What happened? Now you want the power and the juice. Now you have became a cult leader. At first you was on one side, but now you on this side. You on the wrong side now, bro. That's crazy, right? Yeah, that's what power do.
And the feds is taking notes. The feds now say, okay, they now know who Rivers is.
Yeah, not Michael.
And they said that looks like he's moved up in the ranks.
Yeah.
Because they got word that the original Dikahn got taken out of here.
Right. And we already know how they got word about that. So next, River is coming out after doing a devotion, and everybody like, to the river, to the river, to the river, to the river. And I'm like, not these delusional Lulu baskets. Just crazy as ever. They didn't came over. They never did this to Tyrone. When have y'all seen this where they came and followed and ran up to his house? If anything, they're afraid of him. They'll only come when he say he got I gotta upload.
Yeah.
And he got to upload or something or a download. Now they want to come and see what he got to say.
You see what he's doing, right? What Rivers is doing. It's insubordination.
Yes,
right?
It is.
Because
for real.
He's winning the hearts of the people.
Yes, he is.
You know, while the highest, Tyrone, while he is
down,
you know, in his
fallen soldier,
incapacitated state, right? You know what I mean? He's out here, you know what I mean, sympathizing with the people.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And he's with them. He's in there with them. He's telling them, hey, listen, I know your struggles. I know your pains. He's like, yeah. You know what? And you know what I'm saying? So,
and he's right there with them, and they love him that.
Right. So he is winning their hearts.
Exactly. And this is what Ruth and Joan noticed. They said, can you believe that?
Mm-hmm.
And then Joan believed that could happen, but Ruth was like, no, because River was just on the other side, being dogged out, being beat up all the time by Tyrone. The minute he took that coat from Dikahn and became the new Dikahn, he literally, like, his whole life changed. Seriously. So now they talking about, listen, yo, we gotta get this money. This money cannot stay in River's grasp because River is untrustworthy. Besides the fact Joan is so mad at River from the previous time, the reason why she had to be in the hospital all that time because of what happened. So she does not want River to get the money, and she knows she has $1 million that she got to get out her account. So now she's talking to Ruth about it. Like, look, we got to get to this laptop. We got to get this million. Can we send it to you? And Ruth is like, I got a checking account. And I'm like, okay, Ruth, you got an account that's still open? How long you been here, girl? You been here for that long, 5 seasons.
She know her stuff.
I was like, all right. So they trying to devise a plan so that way they could be able to get in to River's trailer because he the only one that got the laptop.
And mind you, Joan, she want Rivers to pay.
Yeah, she very upset at Rivers.
Yeah, she want him out of here.
Definitely. She want to catch that fade. So now they gonna devise a plan. Hey, look, we gonna have to do this real quick, real swift, and both of them down. Period. So they just checking out River and all his silliness. Now here we go. We got the Three Stooges. No, I'm joking. We got Andrew acting like he really from the Raku in this one. He really played this part good. Then you got Glitch, and then in the middle you got Heat. So I seen that Glitch and Heat, they here laughing, they chilling like they not in a real cold. You hear me? They acting like they at the club, but they over there on a block by the bodega.
They're not taking it serious.
You know what I mean? Like how we used to see dudes just standing out there on the bully. You know what I mean? Or chilling. No, this real life. You walking through this compound, people that lost their life. You got even FBI agents that got killed right here.
Yeah, but see, they don't know how real it is. They don't know about the punishment chamber. They don't know about the
unalive.
The cooler and the electric chamber. They don't know about none of that. You know,
all the crazy torture stuff.
When you get a taste of that, then you like, oh nah, this is real.
For real.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And that's what I was like, man, I'm like, they're you know, for them to be a part of the cartel or supposed to find the money and all of this, and it's like, y'all are really not serious. Okay, so now Andrew, he checks the main person, which is Lilo's brother, which is Glitch. And he was like, yeah, you know, this is not a game, basically. Look, we on a mission. We need to find a weapon. And I need you to get it together. And then he's like, yeah, you know. He's like, yeah, when you get finished, I need you to go pray to the Raku. Asking for forgiveness. I'm like, okay, Andrew. What you mean go ask the Raku for forgiveness?
Yeah. He styled on him.
And made him say sorry. Made him repeat himself.
Repeat after me. I'm sorry.
That was gangster. Yeah, that was crazy.
But also in that scene, right? Go back real quick.
Well, it's still here.
Okay.
It's the same thing they're talking. Yeah.
So in this scene also, right?
They all talking still.
It's
yeah.
Still the same. I was going to talk about. You going to get to it though. So
yeah.
You go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, in the same scene, they all chilling, and he just got done checking them, and they all chilling. They here talking, and they here having to straighten up and get it together and not blow their cover. Of course, that's the interaction when Andrew had to check him, which is Glitch with his silly self, Leo's brother. And during that time, here comes, now this lady right here, I don't know her name, and they didn't mention it, maybe because they already know what's going to happen with her. However, the key point is that back in, I believe, the earlier seasons when the brother of Glitch, Lilo, was alive, he used to take them out on field trips. That girl was a part of one of the field trips that he took. And they remember Lacey? She used to be on those field trips too, and they used to do the essays, trafficking.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they'll be out there in the trafficking thing. So this lady, she said when she was 15, she knew Glitch, that, you know, the guy, she knew Glitch. which is Leo's brother.
Yeah.
So she's like, wait a minute, don't I know you? Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, you're Leo's brother. Soon as she would have said that, you would think that Andrew know who Leo is.
Mm-hmm. They know him, but
he even drove his car, remember?
But you see though, right?
Yeah.
It's like Andrew knows. He just mental notes. You know what I mean? He knows that this guy, you know, as soon as she said Lilo, right? As soon as she was like, oh, Lilo, he allowed you to SA her. You know what I mean? And he's like, man, I don't know what she talking about. You know what I mean? Andrew's like, yo, what's that all about, man? What's going on? You know what I mean? He was like, hey, man.
And she was really upset. So if anything, it should have stood out. Like this, something got to be to it. Yeah. But Andrew, remember, he's FBI, so I'm sure he already know what's up.
You know.
But yeah, so that's one of the biggest things. So Zane basically get her up out of there, because if not, she would have wigged out on Glitch, and Glitch is looking like he really know what's up. And yeah, as you can see, she's real mad. She's real sad about it. And Andrew's looking all up at them like, what? So finally Zane going to take her away, right? And Andrew do question him deeply, but dude is acting like he don't know nothing. So anyway, we go over to the FBI agents, and they just summing up everything. They thinking about what's really going on right now. They know about River, I believe, because this is during the time when they're trying to actually figure out what ranking everything is in.
Who's number 2?
Yeah.
But they got word that number 2 is out of here.
Absolutely.
Also, that scene, right? Isn't that the same scene where the detective or the FBI dude who was undercover posing as the cameraman? Because that's who that is. That's the cameraman. He was the FBI all along.
Yeah, and he know, and so basically he is very smart.
Right.
He's able to dig in all of it. Yeah.
Wasn't that the same scene where he was online and he noticed that someone logged in to
that's gonna be later on.
Oh, okay.
Yep, but we about to get to that soon. So now you got Glitch and his silly friend Heat. He is really delayed, and I keep telling y'all this. Here they talking in a walkway, y'all. Literally where anybody can see them. Even Tyrone can walk past them right now. And Glitch wants to talk to his boy and tell him what really went down because of that girl's accusations of the SA. You know, now, you know, he's like, well, look, man, you got to be careful, you know, basically like what's going on. So he said, listen, okay, my brother, and he used to go and do trips talking about as far as with the money. He also used to get girls. Mm-hmm. Right. And he's like, what? Girls. Mm-hmm. So he's getting excited about that because he's like, wow. So not only was the money situation thorough, but so were the women. So he's like, yeah, it's, you know, it's a lot of women. I don't really know because, you know, my brother used to just bring a whole bunch of women. So he basically not saying that he actually did it, but then he said, hey, I was, you know, intimate with a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, he don't remember her.
Yeah, of course. But they still breaking down stuff because now he's revealing to him, listen, my brother said just in case something was to happen for us to get up out of here, he hid a lot of weapons in here too. So he's like, wow, so it's girls that we can get here, have sex, you know, with them, and there's weapons. Okay, and we gonna get the money. Mm-hmm. So now you got he very excited. He like, yeah, I'm down with that. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking to myself, again, y'all is not taking this place serious. Y'all thinking it's like a video game. Mm-hmm. These people real life.
They going around though.
For sure. And while they doing all this talking, guess who looking through the window? Supreme Mother, Marva.
Oh yeah.
Looking at them. Why they and when I tell y'all that she was looking at them, you could tell that she could hear everything. And they had no worries in the world. But she was looking at them with those evil eyes. And I'm telling y'all, when she was doing that, I already knew. I'm like, yeah, she got something playing. You know, she a freak. And when she see that they're not taking the Rakadushi serious, the Raku serious, she's like, oh yeah? And she's hearing about the guns that's hidden through it. She's hearing about the women, the sexual stuff. I mean, come on. What you thought about that?
Like I said, for one, that's another thing that always trips me out is that around there, people are always talking out in the open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't know who could be listening.
Of course.
You know, and the punishment there, man, is crazy. You would rather go to jail and be locked up.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Than to go to the punishment trailer.
Right, the punishment trailer is psycho. Okay, so next we just still see them talking about, you know, hey, this is what's gonna happen, and you know, yada yada yada. So they wrapping up their conversation, having a good old funky time. So now we see Obadiah. He goes in and he sees Lewis, which is the one with the eyesight. And he sees George, Lewis and George. So once he sees them, what happens? He looks at it like, okay, hey, what's good? Like, he's trying to get his fill out, because in his mind, Obadiah's mind, he needs as much soldiers as he can get.
Exactly. And you notice also, look at all the TVs that are on.
Yeah, for sure.
There's 3 on the wall.
For sure.
Yeah.
So he's ready to like get everything popping, and I feel like he's doing that on purpose because he's trying to train, like I said, as many people as he can get. He even mentions that. He's like, yeah, I got to get, you know, everybody that I can get. So he doesn't want to mess up and get the wrong person. So I feel like that's why he's using them, because they could spy good.
Well, yeah. Well, as you see, and exactly in this scene, you know, I mentioned the TVs because this is part of his mind control manipulation.
Yeah, we're gonna see that further when Marvin comes in. Yeah,
and as you can see, he's blind, and I believe in this scene right here, he was testing. Because he told him, he said, hey, when a person loses one sense, another sense is enhanced. Is enhanced. You know what I mean? So he was testing him by how good his senses were by standing. First, he was standing a few inches away from him. Then he would speak and say, how far am I? And he'd be like, you're about, you know,
an inch away. Then 3 feet. Then 7 feet. Then 10.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So, and you know, then later on, you know, you're gonna see him. He's gonna ring these bells, and these bells have different colors on it. And when you hear this bell, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's part of his mind control. So yeah, he is trying to have these little goons. You know what I mean? And they're spies.
Like, kind of like superpowers.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so there you go. When he on like, literally invading his space. All the way up on him. And
that's when he kept stepping back.
Yeah. To show him. And so next, we over here with Manny and Ruth. Okay? And of course, y'all know Manny little freaky self. He guarding the gate. And Ruth comes up and she starts like, oh, yeah. And like, oh, you're so strong. And she's just trying to butter him up.
Gaslighting.
Yep. And he wanted to know, hey, yeah, why did Tyrone not say the morning devotion?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, because, you know, he did say it. He just a lot. Basically, he telling Manny. She's telling Manny. He did say it. He just let what's his name, River, say it. But even though River said it, it was coming from Tyrone.
That's it. Yeah, it's coming from.
Yeah. That's the way she said it to Manny. So that way nobody's undermining Tyrone, because at this point she doesn't want anybody to undermine Tyrone right now, since she's trying to find out how to get her money and get her daughter and escape. So, you know, that's one thing I like about Ruth. Ruth is vicious. She's just like a snake for real. And she's making sure the people she want on her side, she's buttering them up. The people she's against, y'all gonna see what's gonna happen. So she tells Manny, hey, listen, I need you to deliver this message over to River, because the highest wants to see him later. And basically, you know, Manny is wondering what's going on. So, you know, why can't Tyrone tell River? And she's like, don't worry about that. Da 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 da. Okay, y'all. So now we're over to Andrew and Maba. She's in the kitchen cooking so she can get that meat from Obadiah. And Andrew is in there investigating. Andrew's over there investigating.
She want the foot long.
Yeah, she want that foot long for real. Okay. And Andrew's like, yo, like, hey, how's everything going? Who do you suspect could have, unalived the original Dikahn? And she's like, hey, you see him? And she opens the window and River is walking past. Mm-hmm. She's like, yeah, that's the one who did it. Basically saying River is the one who unalived the original Dikahn. Number one, she said he got on his clothes, he got his position, and he got his trailer. Mm-hmm. So Andrew's like, okay. And then when she was leaving, remember, she was like, when Andrew was leaving, she was like, okay, and put up her hand. Mm-hmm. Like, girl, you're not holy. Not in this show anyway. Now, in real life, I don't know your relationship with God, child. Mm-hmm. All I can tell you is, in this show, you was not holy, honey.
To the Raku. All the night, all the day, we are Raku.
Exactly. That's what she was looking out the window, talking to Andrew about him. That's hilarious. Okay, so we go over to the scene when we are talking about our friendly sister, Zane. Zane is talking to this lady, the one who accused Glitch for SAing her when she was 15. And she finds out a lot of information from this lady. Number one, she finds out that that's when the young lady, her mother had just moved over to the compound to be a part of the cult. And then after that, she actually was thrown into that trafficking type of thing. So she's saying that Glitch, Lilo's brother, literally did SA her, and also Leo did that to her. And not only that, there is guns that's hidden throughout the compound. Mm-hmm. Weapons hidden throughout the compound. Mm-hmm. Also too, it was money. Of course, Zane knows about, the money dealing of what Leo was even there for. Mm-hmm. But it's a dangerous situation, and I'm actually kind of scared for the girl. Mm-hmm. When she starts saying that, I'm like, girl, you is in trouble, because Glitch doesn't seem like he's a nice guy.
Another thing too I noticed is that being that Mara, right? Mm-hmm. She doesn't have the medicine, right, that she normally puts in the food.
Yeah.
It seems like the people, if they don't get that constant dosage every day.
Wow.
Because they put that in their food every meal. Every day, every meal. And it keeps them in that Raku. The Raku.
So now it seems like they even start having glitches.
Yeah, and it's like you know, I mean, you see a lot of them are coming to their senses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can kind of, yeah, you absolutely right. So now we have Zane and Obadiah. Obadiah wants Zane to go in and bring the bells from how the children create them and bring it over there to the punishment trailer. So now we're in the next scene when we have Ruth coming to go check on Tyrone to feed him, which was so weird to me because she's sneaky. She was like, yeah, you can't, let anybody take over. Basically, she's trying to put in his ear to pay attention to River. That River is kind of doing a little bit too much.
But
she's so sneaky.
Yeah, but you also notice this is that Ruth, Rivers, I don't know too much about Obadiah. Obadiah seems to be all right. He seems to be in control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But of course, Ruth and Rivers, they feel like they're walking on eggshells because Dikahn did just put them on blast.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So if Ruth can put him on Rivers, that'll take the heat off of her.
Yes, and that's really what that's all about. And now you see River, he walking around, he feeling himself, he in the suit. He got his little Dikahn hand going on, and he's just having a good funky old time. So Manny comes and tells him,
feeling himself.
Yeah, he is. He really feeling himself. So that's what I'm saying. Like in his mind, he feel like, who gonna check him? Because he does the morning devotions, so now he feel like he's the highest. And Manny basically give him the word, what's up? Hey, look, you need to go over there to be with Tyrone later. He needs to meet with you, and we go through it about.
Also, right? Yes, Manny told him to go told Rivers that he's to meet with the highest.
Yeah.
Later on, right? Also, though, Ruth was the one who put that in motion when she was talking to Manny. That was the message she told him to tell Rivers.
Yeah.
She said, "Yeah, I need you to tell Rivers that the highest want to see him, at his trailer."
Exactly.
And
there you go.
And Manny was like, "Yeah, why don't the highest just tell him himself?"
Yeah.
And then Ruth was like, "Well, yeah, right now he don't want to be disturbed. He, you know what I'm saying, he rested." But, you know what I mean?
Just silliness. Next we got Joan and we got Andrew. Andrew had already investigated with Mother Maba, so he went to go see Joan. He's like a little detective, okay? And he's like, "Hey, Joan," and she's like, "Hey, so you back?" And then I was like, yeah, he's back. Okay, girl, you know why he back. Y'all all are shifty. Y'all all are not to be trusted. And she's like, yeah, your story don't add up. It's like, yeah, your story don't add. His story don't add up. Your story don't add up. You came back too, Joan. Okay. Yeah, but she's so sneaky. She's not to be trusted at all, y'all. She's ruthless as Ruth is.
It's just that they all have different methods, and ways they're going about doing it.
Yeah, like when she was snitching.
Yeah, it's according to your character. You see, that's not out of her character for her to I don't call it snitch. It's not out of her character for her to tell on or insinuate, if anything. What was she talking about anyway?
Obadiah.
Obadiah?
I'm not going to say that I don't see Obadiah and River whispering. But in front of people, they're so loud.
That's right.
But, in secret, they whisper.
They whisper.
Yeah.
That's within her character.
To say that. She's something else. She's very tricky.
But you gotta understand, remember, her leg got caught in the bear trap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She was left for dead.
Yeah, that was crazy.
She almost didn't make it.
Yeah, for sure.
She's still limping right now.
Exactly. And now we got Heat He done seen some people get the hanky panky, turn yourself around, hanky, and they getting it in where they like, huh, yeah, good. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Okay, hot mess.
Yeah.
And so, what do you think about that situation?
This scene is crazy because, you know what I mean? I had to ask myself, like, who does this? Like, you walk up on two people, you see them getting it on, right? And then here you go, you all walking up on them like you watching TV.
Exactly.
You like, oh, word? Oh, y'all getting it in? Oh, yeah, man, yo, I got next. You know what I mean? And she with it. And then he like, yo, stay lookout for me.
But why did he say do y'all want it?
Y'all want to go a third? That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said y'all want to go a third. And I was like, go a third? You mean like what, a threesome?
A threesome.
And she was with it, and he told dude, he said, all right, man, just go look out for me. And he was good with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was weird to me.
Yeah, man.
That was so weird. So next we got Obadiah and the mob with Lewis and George. And this is when he starts explaining his headmaster type of cult brainwashing type of surgery that he does on people, which he does this to basically take control. So he, remember how he did that? Like every bell had a different color so that he made a different noise.
Yeah, he was that's when he was ringing the bells.
So basically, we already know he's a mind controller, and that's probably how he got Tyrone. That's probably how he even made this whole cult.
Yeah, he is Tyrone's handler.
Yep, he's the puppet master.
He knows exactly what to do and what to take out.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yep. So now we got Ruth and Joan. They sneaking in the trailer, right? And Joan, with her little bear clamp foot that she didn't he got caught in a bear clip. Yeah, so Obadiah, he goes back around just still trying to get Lewis to be mind controlled, and I seen Lewis had cussed him out because he was like, man, remember? And then all of a sudden he had Marva ring that bell. Yeah, that was crazy work.
He got right back on point.
Sure did. And also too, y'all, Joan and Ruth, they actually did get inside the computer, and they actually was able to get the password, but it did take them a while. So River, he's with Tyrone, finding out what did he want, and finds out that Tyrone does not know what he's talking about. Okay. Anyway, we go back to Heat, and this girl is getting it on. They getting freaky. And as y'all can see, some weapons was inside the crates
that they knocked over.
So now he stops, with the woman, because he was getting that thing in, and he see them weapons. So what he do? He run off. My thing, and I asked Q, why would he run off when you see the weapons? Why didn't you put it back how it was?
Or at least hide them.
Right. And then you tell the girl, listen, don't say nothing about this.
Put it down with your team.
They run off, and as y'all can see, look how they left it. It's open still. That was so retarded to me. Okay, going back over to the FBI. Okay, they are now seeing that someone is in River's computer, laptop, and someone is transferring money of $1 million. So they're like, oh, because remember at first it was like, oh, they keep on messing up on the password.
Yeah. It looked like somebody forgot their password.
Yeah.
Oh, they finally got in.
For real. That was crazy. So now we got Joan and Ruth. They happy they got in. FBI is on their tails, y'all. River and you got Tyrone. They about to just go their separate ways because Tyrone need to go take his bath. And River is seeing something that's sounding like a setup. River is smart. So once he noticed that Tyrone never called him, do you see how fast he got out that door? Mm-hmm. He got out that door so fast.
Yeah. He's like, oh, somebody's trying to get out the trailer.
Absolutely. And when he got out the door, it seems like, and I believe that Ruth did this, y'all. Ruth is very conniving. Mm-hmm. She's the one with the messages. She go and say this message and go and say that message and go and say that message. Mind you, if y'all remember in the earlier seasons, she'll talk to River and be like, yeah, go over there and to Tyrone's, trailer and just sit with him. She used to always run the show. Mm-hmm. I used to see how she used to do that. And all them people around, that was not just from that early devotion. Mm-hmm. That was because somebody set that up.
Yeah, to block him.
To block him. Mm-hmm. And also, too, to make Tyrone mad. Killing, unaliving two birds with one stone. Mm-hmm. If you think about it. Mm-hmm. Because now this is right in front of the trailer. Yeah. So now that's going to disturb Tyrone. Because I already know he crazy. He not on his meds. And all he hears is people clapping, mm-hmm. to the river, to the river.
Give the two birds with one stone.
That's crazy, right? Yeah. And then basically, that's going to also hurt River. So River, man, that's why he should never play chess or checkers.
He shouldn't play at all.
Look at him, just happy. Okay, now we have Glitch. He goes over to the girl, the one that said he essayed her. Yeah. While she's in a bed sleep. Mm-hmm. And y'all, she is unalived because he had to get rid of her. And yes, y'all, so this is the end of Ruthless, Season 5, Episode 11. What do you want to say about the last scene?
Well, I believe this episode right here, for one, it's just really it's pacing, mm-hmm. setting up for what's going to come in the later episodes.
Absolutely.
Because they've already established these two guys are in here. Mm-hmm. What's this one name? Glitch?
Yeah.
He's Lilo's brother. Mm-hmm. Right? They have an agenda, a mission, and they want to get the money and get up out of there, right? Now, even if they do get the money, how they gonna get out?
Absolutely.
So that's their issue. Mm-hmm. We also see that Rivers, he's on shaky ground because everyone's plotting at them. Joan want him out of here. Ruth want him out of here. Marvin want him out of here. I even think Tyrone want him out of here.
Yeah, so it's a lot just coming up, y'all, for real.
So they plotting on him. Rivers, believe it or not, even though he's feeling himself, he still know that his head, could go at any
It's
moment.
on a platter.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's the up and up. We gotta watch for everybody right now.
And obviously, we see also now that Obadiah, he is also a mastermind. They call him the headmaster for a reason.
Yes, and that guy that he actually got all this teaching from is a real psychopath. But the guy in real life, he's a Russian doctor. He's a head doctor. And this is how he trained people. So he actually does the MK Ultra in real life. Mm-hmm. So the headmaster, Obadiah, he's using real, he literally spoke up a real doctor. I went and researched the Russian dude. And that's a real life person that actually does do mind control. Mm-hmm. Crazy. Okay, guys. So thanks for tuning in with Point of View with Joy and Q. Yeah. So we will be back for Season 5, Episode 12. And can't wait, guys. Also, please make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment, please, and also hit the notification bell so that way you can get any of our up and coming shows. Until next time, peace.